And we are live. Gosh. It's gonna take me a little bit of time.
It's gonna be me.
Gonna be me, gonna be you, gonna be someone who knows what to do. Hello.
That sound is too
Dragon.
loud.
It's almost time for Dragon Tail.
Come along, take my hand. Let's all go to Dragonland. Yes,
Oh,
hi
is
everyone. Sorry
Hello.
for at least the very, very late stream of 11 o'clock compared to 10 o'clock. Like usual, I'm supposed to end up being here at 10. And also, for whatever reason, I guess we're doing the book reading stream. Wonderful times. That's all I'm going to say. Hello, hello, hi everybody.
Hi.
My friend wants to know if you can adopt her too. Of course. Of course I can, Scoots. Also, hello, Rose. And Kason, hello. I'm pretty sure I said that the first time. But here we are. As always, I'm going to wait for a little bit of time to be able to get this notification, to be able to go out to everybody and make sure you share the live so that way we can just spread the wonderful good news and cheer to everyone, okay? Figure out friends, people that you think that they would want to be able to end up seeing, stuff of the sort like that.
I will be right back.
Oh, well.
Give me a minute.
You're no worries. And I'm glad that they end up said thank you so much. You're very welcome. This one's going to be at least about maybe 4, maybe 5 stories for tonight. I realize that I could have ended up having this be sooner, but here we are, existing and trying to be able to get the stream up and running again. So no worries. Also, we are going to be doing this ahead of time as well for the release of episode 7. So I do realize that there's probably going to be a lot of people. Yeah, we ended up reading The Bad Case of Stripes, I believe, yesterday.
No, wait. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before.
The day before?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It was when we were outside.
That's true.
Yesterday we were inside and then outside in the cave.
So I believe it comes out this... No. Yes? No. Maybe? This week?
I'd have to look it up again.
It is
It comes out this
on
week.
Friday. So...
Mm-hmm. Oh, that day is gonna be crazy. I'd have
it's
to, like,
gonna be...
hold myself back from watching
Yeah.
it. Because I need to watch it with you guys.
Well, everyone could probably be able to watch it on their own time frame, which is okay.
No, I can't.
It's
I can't, Giger. I need you to know the live reactions.
I know. And no worry, Ari. I'm glad you were able to pop by and say hello and wishing a wonderful rest of the night. Hopefully you are too. Yeah, I know, Christine. I'm sad that I'm not able to find little rabbit foo-foo. I was looking for it, but I wasn't able to do so. Also, hello, Jelly. Hi, Maria. And good night, Ari.
Wait.
Thank you for here. Huh?
Why is your name Christine on TikTok?
Oh, that's a very good question. Also, hi, all Misty. Hello. Just waiting for more people to be able to join. You're 5%. Oh, that's not good. You need to be
Charge your phone.
Charge your phone.
Charge your phone so you can listen to bedtime stories.
Oh, here we are. We're going to end up starting the night. Let's see. Whistling,
Alright.
that's nice.
She
I
said
don't want
want
everyone
people
to know my government name. Well, then give it a different name.
Use your VR chat name. That one's pretty cool. Valkyrie, I think. Yeah, use that one.
No exploding.
Christine. Christine sounds like a you meet this girl at church. Christine.
All right. Here we go. Ma'am, that's my middle name. It's not even great. I believe Maria is counting down to 1 explosion and 2 us reading. Hi, Mari.
He's gonna get
All
me
right,
for that
it
later.
exploded. We're reading. Stop. No, it's too late. They already exploded. Time to read.
Oh no. Stop exploding.
There we go.
Ooh, sniffle nose.
All right. This is Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a... I guess I'm not sure what he ended up needing. And he needed something to walk on. He made a long, straight path so he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path. So, he left the path for a shortcut across the field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought when they got red. So, he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly, he realized what was happening. But by then, Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time, he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the big balloon, enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. Couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He actually made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in his bed. Then suddenly, Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. Bye, Maria. Thank you for joining.
Baking spill it.
Oh, thank you.
I hope didn't spill it on your clothes.
No, you're fine.
Tea. It's tea.
And then
Oh, thank you.
Harold made his bed. He got in and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor, and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end. And that was Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Yay.
That one's, I like that one.
That was a great
I
one.
like that one too. Was pretty nice.
Kind of reminds me of Doodle Bob from SpongeBob.
Toodle.
Oh yeah.
With the big pencil.
Yeah.
But instead it's
I'm
a big
doing good today.
crayon.
How are you?
Bye, Maria. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of the
Bye.
night. Good night, Mari, as well. Thank you. I'm glad. Glad it was a good story for a lot of you. And now we're getting into another one right away. Just because of the fact that I know it's been a little bit late, so I'm trying to be able to make sure everyone's able to get at least a story in. The next one is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, Christmas one.
Yeah.
I was talking about this one literally today. I was gonna suggest it to you. And then you didn't have to.
Yep. All right, cozy in. Snuggle up and get ready. Once there was a reindeer named Rudolph who lived at the North Pole in Toyland. Rudolph was younger and smaller than the other reindeer there. They all had proud, tall antlers. Rudolph's antlers were only tiny stubs. Worst of all, Rudolph had a big, bright red nose. It was so red, it glowed in the dark. Poor Rudolph, he wanted to be like the other reindeer in Toyland. Oh, to have a small brown nose instead of a big, bright red one. The other reindeer made fun of Rudolph and called him names. They called him Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They teased over and over again until tears glistened on Rudolph's large red nose. Sometimes the other reindeer circled around Rudolph, kicking up snowballs with their tiny hoofs, covering Rudolph with a blanket of white, fluffy snow. All the reindeer loved to play games. They played tree tag and snow slide and tumble bones. But Rudolph was never asked to play. He stood behind a pine tree and watched. He was very lonely. Oh, hi, Jacob. Hello. Rudolph couldn't even play hide and seek with the rabbits. His glowing red nose gave him away every time. Before Christmas Eve, Santa's elves posted a sign on the gate to Toyland. Santa's team choosing time, the sign said. All the reindeer were asked to line up at 8 o'clock in the meadow. Santa Claus was coming to choose the team that would help deliver presents to every good little boy and girl in the world. Having to be extra, extra cute tonight. The reindeer fairly danced with excitement when they heard the news. They pranced and tossed their antlers and pawed the snowy ground with their hooves. Each reindeer hoped he would be chosen to guide Santa's sleigh. It was the greatest honor a reindeer could ever have. Oh, thank you for the follow, Mr. Bacon 4.5. Rudolph sighed. He was ashamed to have Santa see his bright red nose, so he decided to hide. At 8 o'clock, when all the other reindeer had gone to the meadow, Rudolph hid behind a holly hedge. His bright red nose blended in with the bright red berries, and the thick growth of leaves concealed the rest of him. No one would find him there. Down in the meadow, all the hopeful reindeer stood in a line, waiting to be inspected by Santa himself. Santa had to choose carefully. Only the fastest and the strongest and the best reindeer would do.
I think Dasher will be fine. He's the biggest reindeer,
said Santa. Dasher, wrote his elf assistant in a big book.
and Dancer is the strongest,
said Santa, pulling his beard. Dancer, wrote the elf.
Ho ho ho! Let's see,
continued Santa.
Here's Prancer, and here's Vixen. They make the smoothest landings on the rooftops. Comet is the fastest, and Cupid is the most sure-footed,
said Santa.
I picked them. And last, I choose Donner and Blitzen. They're best at twisting over treetops and skimming over telephone poles.
The reindeer in Santa's team were very happy. They rubbed noses, they danced, and clinked their antlers together. Even the reindeer who weren't chosen were given good jobs. One was to try out electric trains. Another was to cuddle Christmas kittens. The only reindeer without a job was Rudolph. He wanted to help, but he knew he would be laughed at, so he stayed hidden behind the holly hedge. At last, it was Christmas Eve. Santa's elves were busy packing the sleigh. In fact, everyone was busy except Rudolph. Finally, he could stand it no longer. I don't care if they do make fun of me. I want to help too. He dashed from his hiding place behind the hedge and went to find Santa. There must be something I can do to help. The night was bitter cold, and a terrible fog covered all the earth. Santa's elves kept bumping into each other as they hitched up the team. They could hardly see as they put on each bright red harness and tied each jingle bell. To make matters worse, Dasher and Dancer were fighting over who was to be lead reindeer. I was chosen first, said Dasher, stamping angrily. But you always trip over the moon, said Dancer. Santa was worried.
We'll never get there if you two don't stop quarreling. And where's my Christmas list? Dash it all! I can't see a thing in this fog.
Just then, a small red glow lit up the snow.
Thank goodness, said Santa. I've found my list. Ho 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 ho! I must have tucked it in my belt.
Ooh, you're making a clay character? That's wonderful. And hello, Guy, as well as Merry Christmas, yes.
Who brought this fine lantern?
Asked Santa.
I must take it with me. Why, I can see perfectly now.
It's not a lantern, said Rudolph, trembling. The light comes from my nose.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, said Santa. I'm certainly glad to see you.
Hello, Angelino. And that's really nice, Boba. And hi, Raffle. Raphael? We'll go with that.
Your light will guide my sleigh tonight. I appoint you head of my team and #1 reindeer in all the world.
Rudolph was very proud. Now he realized how special he was, and he would never again feel ashamed of his glowing nose. Rudolph held his head high. Proudly he pranced to the front of the team. All the other reindeer bowed. Donner and Dancer helped Rudolph put on his harness, and Cupid gave him a beautiful sprig of holly berries. Then down, down through the clouds and over the sleeping houses, Santa and his team flew on that foggy Christmas Eve, and leading the whole procession was Rudolph. The red-nosed reindeer. So if you see a soft glow in the sky on Christmas Eve, you can be sure that Rudolph, the most famous reindeer of all, is very near. And that was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The end. How was that, everyone?
I did a little puppet show for the people with
No,
the little reindeer.
I
I
loved
loved
that.
it. It was
And
perfect.
thank you for the 5,000 likes to the stream, Kason.
It's a lot of likes. That's
It
what
is. Thank you, Hannah, for the 1 rose.
noise.
The puppet show was a nice touch. I thought so too.
Me too.
Oh. Thank you for the follow, Bad Bunny. Merry Christmas, Ellie. Oh, and I'm sorry it's so cold, Raphael. Love you too, Scoots.
Who said the rose? Was it-
Hannah.
That's my sister! You!
Oh my gosh.
I was like, wait a minute, and then she texted me, she was like, I said a rose, I don't know what to do. I was like, what? You did what?
Oh, it's okay.
Forget you.
Yeah, you should be able to join, Millie.
Hi, Gangle sister.
Yeah, that's my sister in real life. Her profile picture is her dog. It's so cute.
Oh, you made a plushie. That's wonderful, Angelino.
Oh, Casson, you saw my story?
Your story?
Oh, yeah. I posted a story asking people if they'd like to hear me say some things as Ragatha on my TikTok.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
I'm sure a lot of
Thank
people
you.
would. Is that an insect collection?
Insect collection.
An insect collection.
An insect collection?
Where do bugs go when the winter comes, Kinger?
Oh, they kind of hibernate. They all have very different
never
types
knew
of
that.
hibernation, yeah. Gangle, are you ready for Friday? Bragatha, are you ready for Friday?
No, I'm not ready.
I don't think
man.
any of us are.
The trailer was
I'm getting the live
horrifying.
reaction. I'm gonna sit down with these people and I'm gonna do it without watching it firsthand.
No.
Ooh, also,
So-
I'm too impatient for that. I'm gonna have to start it immediately as soon as I get home.
I will end up saying. Yeah, some like to migrate and some like to hibernate. That's correct, Bubbles. Also, we actually will probably be having sometime soon, might be for the next stream, for anybody that likes to be able to become a fan, or essentially have the title of pawn, we will end up having emojis and stickers for you to be able to use. Some of our lovely, talented artists were able to end up creating some very lovely stickers, so I'd love for you to be able to end up using some of them.
Ooh, I gotta
exciting.
send older. I remember I made like stickers a long time ago. Gotta resend those.
Oh yeah.
Like the
I should
Chetmeek one.
Awesome too. Oh, nice. Thank you, Casson.
Checkmate one.
I was definitely
All
considering
right.
doing lives at some point if I figure out how to do that.
Oh, I'm sure you'd be able to end up doing wonderful.
Aw, thank you.
Of course. Alrighty.
Oh, I can
Next
adopt you
one
guys, Scoots.
we're gonna be reading is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh,
Oh,
scary.
hi, Millie. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Millie.
You grabbed
Who?
Rudolph.
Oh my gosh.
Aw, thanks
Is
for
it-
the
Is it
hug,
Freddy
girlfriend.
Fazbear?
Is it Freddy Fazbear?
Is that Freddy
Freddy
Fazbear?
Fazbear.
It is
Yes.
Freddy
Oh.
Fazbear. Oh my
Pretty
gosh.
spooky. Hey,
That's
little
Hey,
boy,
right.
she's up right back.
plague.
No
Well, I guess I could
worries.
sit down here now.
You're pretty big. You can
Just say I'm
sit,
fat, bro. Just say I'm fat. Just say I'm fat.
No, I
no,
didn't mean it like
You're
that. I'm
fine.
sorry.
You're fine.
You're just very tall.
We have some special
you can-
guests that have been joining us for at least these streams. One of them apparently is Freddy. Is it Toy Freddy or Freddy?
Freddy, I think that's where Gangle was sitting. If you want to
Oh.
move over here, maybe? There's a spot here.
Fat.
Yeah.
No.
I wish there was a Grinch plushie, but isn't.
I know.
Who?
Oh, you might be able to end up words I can't even speak. Might be able to end up shrinking down a tiny bit.
My
or-
belly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Here we go.
Casson.
Yeah, I got you.
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
My
That's a little
belly.
better.
Freddy, where's Bonnie? Well, I'm not sure. We end up at least ending up having
I think
one
he's
of
doing
them.
some like type of game theory right now. I don't know what that means, but you know, he's doing one of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't even know what
gotcha.
that means. But
You should definitely
was-
watch my movie.
wasn't
And I'll
sure
rub my
of at
belly.
least
You know.
them joining, but glad for you to be here. We're going to be reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, I could put these up here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That is a good idea. I like
Interior
that.
decoration. Gotta go get the other penguin.
All right, everyone ready? Here we go. How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Wow, that is really, 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 really tiny, and I can barely end up reading that.
Uh-oh.
I just have to get very close.
Hmm.
Ah, there we go. I can read it.
RT.
Okay,
Here we go.
so this will be the Grinch, and this will be something
Every
else.
Who
Oh.
down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise, how the noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise. Noise. I'll thank you for the follow, Leaf. Also, goodbye. Bye, Scoots. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. Oh, and they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who, oh my gosh, I went to the next page. Down in Whoville, the tall and the small would stand close together. With Christmas bells ringing, they'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing and sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop the whole thing. Why, for 43 years I put up with this now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Thank you for the follow, pretty princess. Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. Thank you, Toshi. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a green Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty socks on a ramshackled sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up! And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All the windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's twos were all dreaming sweet dreams without a care. When he came to the first little house on the square, "This is stop number 1," the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. It's adorable that you're playing out at least the story, Gangle.
I'm trying my best.
I can
Laying
always
down,
help
they're
if you
sleeping.
need.
Help me, Ragatha.
I got
Need more
you.
characters. So
you,
that's
Toy
Max.
Freddy.
These are the Who's. They're sleeping. This is the Grinch.
All right. Max is the reindeer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got the cookies are the sacks. Wait, Grinch needs that. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, you guys.
He's got the
All
sacks.
right.
Okay.
Then he slid down the
Right.
chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, oh, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue where the little Who's stockings all hung in a row.
"These stockings," he grinned, "are the first things to go."
Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room. And he took every present, pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums, and he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimbley. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
"And now,"
Grinned the Grinch.
"I will stuff up the tree."
Oh, hi, Sundrop. I'm glad that you found us again.
When is gonna be the tree?
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started the shove when he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie. And he thought it up quick.
"Why, my sweet little tot,"
The fake Santa Claus lied.
"there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there. Then I'll bring it back here."
And his fib fooled the child. And he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Oh, thank you for the follow, Alice. I like all the wonderful magic. And yeah, Toy Freddy's at least being one of our special guests here tonight. No worries. Then the last thing he took was a log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the others Who's mouses. Oh, it was dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was grinchiously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was so merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What? He was a surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came somehow or other. It came just the same. Then the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages or boxes or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours, 'tis his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say, that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Words. And that was The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Spamming up 10,000 likes. That is so amazing.
Stressing like a theater kid. Hiding in a brain.
You guys did
Look at
wonderful.
them, they're eating.
You're working too
you
hard.
guys did great.
Look at them eating their Who feast after he cut the Who feast. That's the Who beast right there.
They're all
I'll be
so
back.
happy.
Let it. Rickles back
Okay.
off you.
Aw,
Oh,
thank you,
every time there was a scene
That's a
check,
lot of
a
likes.
scene change, I was like, oh, I gotta change you. You here?
You're working hard.
Working hard, but the product was beautiful.
You did
It
a
was
amazing,
beautiful.
Dangle.
We appreciate your
Thank
effort,
you.
Dangle. We love
I
it.
try to give a little more magic to it. I know
love it.
a lot of
It's
people's. I know a lot of
Especially
people's
for-
Christmases don't feel as magical as they used to, so
Yeah.
I want to add a little bit more.
And sometimes all you have to do is just end up bringing the magical joy of Christmas to just a single person, whoever it may be. Yeah, Gangle puppet shows.
We love Gangle puppet shows.
Oh, thank you.
Aw, thank
Eve.
you.
I'm glad you enjoy this stream. I know that it's Sunday and tomorrow is Monday, and you're really ending up
Mondays.
hating to be able to go back to work and everything like that, but that's okay.
This
You can take this
school.
nice little pit stop for
Yeah.
at least the time being, and tomorrow, if you wanted to, you can join this stream. Sorry, I'm still
Oh, hey, that
rhyming.
rhymed.
I know.
Yeah.
Apparently, whenever I read,
on a dime.
whenever I read these
Oh,
stories,
hold on one
it's-
second.
it becomes rhyming. Oh, it's Monday for you today. Well, some people
Let me see.
end up having at
My
least
dog.
a different time frame for when they're joining these streams. No worries. We'll end up doing more stories as well. Specifically, we're about to do one right now. Because after Dr. Seuss, we have The Tale of Peter Rabbit.
That's my favorite. Yay! I love this
I'm a
story.
rabbit. Dang it. Oh,
Oh,
well,
I
Peter
don't have a
Rabbit's gonna be a
rabbit.
penguin. Wait,
Oh, thank you for joining, for everybody.
Hope
Thank you
you
for
miss-
being here. Get all nice and
I-
cozy because we're going to have another book to read.
it's
This
gonna be Lily
is...
Bobtail who's gonna be.
Oh, yeah, no worries. This one is The Tale of Peter Rabbit. How does one click the next page? Okay. Huh. Library of University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank under the root of a very big fir tree. "Now, my dears," said old Miss Rabbit, one morning, "you may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I am going out." Then old Miss Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the wood to the baker's. She bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 currant buns. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane together to gather blackberries. I'm glad you finally got the lay down for the first time 24 hours. You needed it. Oh, but Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First, he had ate some lettuce, and then some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. And then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. But round the end of a cucumber frame, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees planting out young cabbages. But he jumped up and ran after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop, thief!" Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one shoe among the cabbages, and the other amongst the potatoes. After losing them, he ran on 4 legs and went faster, so that I think he might have gotten away altogether if he had not unfortunately run into a gooseberry net and got caught by the large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. Peter gave himself up for lost and shed big tears, but his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows, who flew to him in great excitement and implored him to exert himself. Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve which he intended to pop on the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him. He rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not so much water in it. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath a flower pot. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Presently, Peter sneezed. Kshoof! Mr. McGregor was after him in no time and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of the window, upsetting 3 plants. Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright, and he had not the least idea which way to go. Also, he was very damp with sitting in that can. After a time, he began to wander about, going lippity-lippity, not very fast, and looking all around. He found a door in the wall, but it was locked, and there was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. An old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the wood. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth she could not answer. She only shook her head at him. Peter began to cry. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled. Presently, he came to a pond where Mr. McGregor filled his water cans. A white cat was staring at some goldfish. She sat very, very still, but now and then the tip of her tail twitched as if it were alive. Peter thought it was best to go away without speaking to her. He had heard about cats from his cousin, little Benjamin Bunny. He went back towards the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a whooscurch, scratch, scratch, scritch. Peter scuttled underneath the bushes, but presently, as nothing happened, he came out and climbed upon a wheelbarrow and peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned toward Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Peter got down very quietly off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he can go along a straight walk behind some black currant bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the wood outside the garden. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket and the shoes for a scarecrow to frighten the blackbirds. Peter never stopped running or looked behind till he got home to the big fir tree. He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. I'm sorry to say that Peter was not very well during the evening. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter. 1 teaspoon to be taken at bedtime. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. And that was the tale of Peter Rabbit. The end.
Okay, I'm retiring from puppet show.
Yeah. Aw.
My arm
I feel
is
Yeah.
like what you should do is at least one time during the stream, you can pick which story you'd like to be able to do the puppet show. You don't have to do it for every single one of them.
Yeah.
It'd be better if it was a story that like Rudolph. I had Rudolph, so like I could just
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You could do like a Christmas story or something.
yeah, like a Christmas story.
that would be great.
I could pick a Christmas story and do that.
Yeah.
Be fine.
It's a good idea.
Like I said, I'm all they gotta.
Well,
Yes.
I know that for a lot of people, it is at 12 o'clock right now. And I'm pretty sure everyone's already a little bit sleepy. Oh, you did 12,000 likes for Ragatha. You guys are already at 50,000.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very
Holy
proud of
shit.
you
Oh,
guys.
thank you, Captain. Wow.
But since we're at the end of the night, I'm pretty sure everybody already knows that whenever this story comes up, that they know what time it is.
It's ninja time. Well, that was so stupid.
I don't think it is that
You
time
would-
frame.
It's not ninja time. It's sleepy time.
It is a sleepy time. All right, everybody. Make sure you get all cozy in. This is gonna be the last one for tonight.
Oh.
Don't worry, we'll have more tomorrow. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Thank
making
you.
sure that
Hello.
we got a lot of people in here.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
As said,
Hold up,
a lot
let
of
me
different people want to
whip
be
out
able to
the-
join for the streams, so I understand completely.
Since it's Christmas time, let me whip out a little thing real quick.
Oh,
There
nice.
we go.
Let me get Millie back in here. Queer, get in here!
Hey,
I think you can say that on the live.
yeah, you can't say those
Sorry.
things on the live.
Oh yeah.
So ceaselessly.
Cass and I will
Everyone's
try to do a live at some point.
Sorry.
Just need to figure out how to stream on VR chat.
I forgot he was
Ooh.
live. Shut up.
Don't say that word either. That's mean. It hurt my feelings.
Yeah, you
Oh
gotta
my
be
fucking
nice.
god, bro! This is like Twitter. I can't say nothing.
All right.
I
Zip,
can't even
Cozy
zip
in.
lock it, put it in your pocket.
Shush, shush, shush. We're going to sleep. Don't worry, everybody. Okay. This is Good Night Moon. I know we're getting there. Don't worry, guys. Good Night Moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens. Where'd my mouse go? Oh, there it is. And a little toy house, and a young mouse, and a comb, and a brush, and a bowl full of mush. And a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow, jumping over the moon. Good night, light, and the red balloon.
It went everywhere.
Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens. And good night, mittens. Good night, clocks. And good night, socks. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Good night, comb. And good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Good night, moon. And good night to you. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the night. Thank you for joining and stopping by with us again today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the night. And we'll be able to see you all tomorrow. So we'll be able to have another stream planned. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Sleep tight. Don't let those bed bugs bite.
Good night.
You're welcome.
And
Thank
Merry
you, everyone.
Christmas.
Sleep well, guys.
Stop it!
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Plus my
joining.
belly.
Yeah, don't worry. Everybody, you have a wonderful time. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Sleep
night.
well.
Nighty night.
Sleep well.